If you are over 60, the 3 vegetables I am about to show you are slowly destroying your kidneys. And I can almost promise you ate at least one of them this week. I am a nephrologist, and in the next 10 minutes, I am going to tell you exactly which vegetables are damaging your filtering system, why your doctor never warned you about them, and what to eat instead. Number 3 on this list will shock you, because it is the vegetable that almost every health magazine tells you to eat every single day. Number 1 is even worse. Stay with me until the end, because in the last 2 minutes, I am going to give you the safe alternatives that actually protect your kidneys after 60. Let's begin. Before I start, I want you to understand something important. Your kidneys at 65 are not the same kidneys you had at 35. They are not damaged, they are not broken, they are simply tired. Every kidney loses about 1% of its filtering power every year after the age of 40. That means by the time you are 65, your kidneys are working at about 75% capacity. By 75, around 65%. This is not a disease, this is biology. But here's what nobody tells you. Because your kidneys have less reserve, the foods that were perfectly safe at 40 can become genuinely dangerous at 65. Same food, same body, different rules. And the 3 vegetables I'm about to name are the worst offenders for your kidneys specifically. Now, before I get into the list, I want you to do something right now. Pause for 1 second and write in the comments below. How old are you and where are you watching from? I read every single comment personally. It helps me know who I am talking to, so I can make better videos for you. And if this sounds like something you need to hear, hit that like button now. It costs you nothing, and it tells YouTube to show this video to more seniors who need this information. Now, let's get into it. Vegetable number 3, Swiss chard and beet greens. And this is the one that even doctors get wrong. I know what you are thinking. Dark leafy greens. Every magazine says eat more dark leafy greens, antioxidants, vitamin K, magnesium, fiber, and they are right for a healthy 35-year-old. But for you, after 60, Swiss chard contains something your kidneys cannot handle in large amounts. It is called oxalate, and Swiss chard is one of the highest oxalate foods on the planet. Here is what oxalate does inside your body, because this is the part nobody explains to you. When you eat Swiss chard, the oxalate travels through your stomach into your bloodstream. Then it reaches your kidneys. Your kidneys try to filter it out. But here is the problem. Oxalate combines with calcium inside your kidney tubes and forms tiny crystals. Think of them as microscopic stones. At 35, your kidneys flush these crystals out easily. At 65, they get stuck. They scratch the inside of your kidney tubes, and over months and years, they cause your kidney tissue to scar. The medical word is interstitial fibrosis. But all that means is that your filtering tissue is slowly being replaced by scar tissue that cannot filter anything. Here is the part that should concern you deeply. A study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology followed over 3,000 adults over the age of 60. The ones who ate high-oxalate vegetables more than 4 times a week had a 42% higher rate of kidney function decline compared to the ones who reduced them. 42%. That is not a small number. That is the difference between aging with your kidneys intact and needing dialysis at 78. Let me tell you about a patient. Her name was Margaret. She was 68, lived in Tampa, Florida. She came to me because her creatinine numbers kept rising every 6 months. Now, Margaret was doing everything right. She did not smoke. She walked every morning. She drank 2 liters of water a day. And every single morning, she made herself a green smoothie. You know what was in it? Swiss chard, spinach, beet greens, 3 of the highest oxalate foods on earth, blended together every morning for 3 years. Her kidneys were under enormous stress. We removed the smoothie from her diet and replaced it with cucumber, celery, and a small amount of parsley. 4 months later, her creatinine dropped from 1.6 to 1.2. Same woman, same age, different breakfast. That is how powerful this is. So if you are eating Swiss chard or beet greens every day, I need you to stop. Not forever. Once every 2 weeks is fine, but not every day, not even every week. Your kidneys simply cannot handle it after 60 the way they once could. Now let's move on, because vegetable number 2 is even more common, and it is one that the entire wellness industry has been telling you to eat for the past 20 years. Vegetable number 2, raw spinach. I did not say spinach is bad. I said raw spinach is a problem. There is a critical difference, and I am going to explain exactly why. Raw spinach has the same oxalate issue as Swiss chard, about 970 milligrams per 100 grams. That is an enormous amount. But raw spinach has a second problem that Swiss chard does not have. It is called purines. Purines are compounds your body breaks down into uric acid, and uric acid is the thing that causes gout, kidney stones, and at high levels, accelerated kidney decline. After 60, your kidneys clear uric acid much more slowly than they used to. So when you eat a large raw spinach salad 3 times a week, you are giving your kidneys 2 enemies at the same time, oxalate and uric acid, both together, every day. Here is what shocks most people when I tell them this. Cooking spinach removes about 50 to 80% of the oxalate. Boiling it for 3 minutes and draining the water removes most of the problem. So, a small portion of cooked, well-drained spinach once a week is fine for most people over 60. But the raw spinach salad, the raw spinach in your green smoothie, the handful of raw baby spinach you put on your sandwich every day, that is silently overworking your kidneys every single time. I had another patient, James, 71, retired engineer from Phoenix. He came to me with stage 2 chronic kidney disease, asking why his numbers would not stabilize. His diet looked perfect on paper, until I asked him about his lunch. Every single day, James ate a giant raw spinach salad. He genuinely believed he was making the healthiest choice possible. 3 years of that salad. We changed it to mixed lettuce, cucumber, bell pepper, and a small amount of feta cheese. No raw spinach. 6 months later, his GFR went up by 8 points, not down, up. At 71 years old, his kidneys started recovering because we removed the thing that was quietly damaging them every day. Raw spinach should not be in your diet more than once a week, and even then, only a small portion. Cooked spinach, drained properly, is fine in moderation, but the daily raw spinach habit has to change. Your kidneys will respond within months. I have seen it happen too many times to count. Before I get to number 1, I need to warn you. The number 1 vegetable on this list is something that almost every American over 60 eats multiple times every single week. You probably have it in your kitchen right now, and it is causing more kidney stress than the first 2 vegetables combined. So pay very close attention. Before we continue, if this video has been useful so far, hit that like button so more people can find this information, and subscribe if you have not already. New video every week. Vegetable number 1, the potato. Before you click away, please hear me out. I am not telling you to never eat a potato again. I am telling you what almost nobody else will tell you about how potatoes silently stress your kidneys after 60 in ways that accumulate into serious damage over time. Potatoes are loaded with potassium. One medium baked potato contains about 925 milligrams of potassium. That is more than a banana, much more. And here is the critical problem. After 60, your kidneys have a much harder time clearing extra potassium from your blood. When potassium builds up, doctors call it hyperkalemia. Mild hyperkalemia makes you tired and weak. Moderate levels make your heart skip beats. Severe hyperkalemia can stop your heart completely, with no warning, no dramatic symptoms beforehand, just a number quietly rising in your blood every time you eat another potato. But here is the second danger that almost no doctor ever talks about. Potatoes also produce something called advanced glycation end products, especially when you fry them, bake them at high heat, or roast them. These compounds, abbreviated AGEs, directly accelerate kidney aging at the cellular level. A study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that high AGE intake in adults over 60 was associated with a 38% faster decline in kidney function over a 5-year period. 38% faster. From a food that most Americans over 60 eat 3 to 5 times a week. So when you take a potato and fry it as French fries, roast it as home fries, or bake it for an hour, you are creating two problems simultaneously. A potassium load your kidneys struggle to clear, and a wave of AGEs that damages your kidney tissue directly. And the worst part? Most people over 60 eat potatoes constantly without any awareness that this is happening. Let me tell you about Robert. He was 73 from Ohio. He came to me because his potassium was 5.8. Normal is between 3.5 and 5.0. He was already in the danger zone. I asked him what he ate regularly. Steak and baked potato 3 nights a week. Hash browns at breakfast on weekends. French fries when he went out to eat. He thought he was eating like a perfectly normal, healthy American. We removed the potato from his diet for 30 days and replaced it with cauliflower mash, white rice, and roasted carrots in moderation. His potassium dropped to 4.4 in 3 weeks. His blood pressure also dropped by 12 points. From one change, one vegetable removed from his routine. So here is the truth about potatoes after 60. They are not poison, but they are not safe in the amounts most people eat them. If you still want potatoes in your life, here are the rules. Boil them instead of frying or baking at high heat. Soak them in cold water for 2 hours before cooking. This removes approximately 75% of the potassium. Keep your portion to half a cup maximum, and no more than once a week. And if your blood potassium is already elevated, or your doctor has mentioned any kidney concern at all, consider removing potatoes completely for 60 days and check your numbers afterward. The results will surprise you. Now, I promised you at the beginning that I would give you the safe alternatives, and I keep my promises. Here are the vegetables that genuinely support your kidneys after 60. Cucumber, red and yellow bell peppers, cauliflower, which makes an excellent mashed potato substitute, cabbage, which has almost no oxalate and very little potassium, green beans, onions and garlic, and lettuce, especially romaine and butter lettuce varieties. Build your meals around these vegetables, and your kidneys will respond in ways you will be able to measure on your next blood test. Here is the last thought I want to leave you with. Your kidneys do not give you symptoms until they are approximately 70% damaged. By the time you feel something is wrong, the damage is already serious. The kidney is the silent organ. It does not warn you. It does not complain. It just slowly loses function until one day your doctor tells you that you are looking at dialysis. That is why what you eat every single day matters more for your kidneys than almost any medication a doctor can prescribe. And that is why I am here every week giving you the information that a 12-minute doctor visit simply does not have time to cover. 3 vegetables, each of them genuinely nutritious in the right context for the right person at the right quantity, each of them creating a specific and documented kidney burden in adults over 60 whose filtration capacity has declined below the threshold at which the compensation mechanisms protecting younger kidneys from these dietary loads continue to function. The right response is not to eliminate vegetables from your diet. It is to choose the right vegetables, prepare them in the ways that reduce their kidney burden, and consume them in quantities that your current kidney function can manage without accumulating the progressive damage that daily high-quantity consumption of these 3 specific vegetables produces in the aging kidney. If your most recent blood test included a GFR measurement, look at that number before deciding how urgently to apply the information in this video. GFR above 75. The kidney risks from these vegetables are real, but modest and manageable, with moderate reduction rather than elimination. GFR between 60 and 75. These vegetables warrant specific attention to preparation methods and portion sizes. GFR below 60. A conversation with your nephrologist about a kidney-specific dietary plan that addresses oxalate, purine, and potassium management in the context of your specific function level is not optional. It is one of the most important conversations available to you for protecting the kidney function that remains. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these 3 vegetables are you currently eating daily? And did any of the mechanisms described in this video surprise you? Share in the comments below. We respond to every single one. Subscribe if you haven't already. Next week, we are covering the one morning vegetable that nephrologists identify as the single most kidney protective food available, and the specific preparation that maximizes its protective effect in the aging kidney. Here is what I want you to do right now. 3 things. First, comment below right now. Tell me which of these 3 vegetables you eat the most: Swiss chard, raw spinach, or potato. And tell me your age. I want to know. Second, hit that like button. It is free and it tells YouTube to show this video to more seniors who need to hear it. If 10,000 seniors see this and change one thing in their diet, we protect 10,000 kidneys together. Third, click on the video appearing on your screen right now. I made a video specifically about the 5 vegetables you should be eating every single day after 60 to actively support your kidney health. It is the perfect next step after what you just learned. Click it now before you forget. Take care of those kidneys. They have to last you another 30 years. See you in the next video.